Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the TeamTurbo Field Manual class matchups. We'll be starting out with Warrior. Wrecking Warrior, that is. Now, Warrior likes to make effective use of super armors throughout its fight. Super armor attacks, super armor defense. Blocks provide the Warrior with lingering super armor. Here we have Grave Digging, super armor attack. Slashing the Dead, super armor attack. A very important ability to recognize is Reckless Blow. Reckless Blow has a super armor and does big damage, so you gotta watch out for that. Another big thing to look out for is, you guessed it, the Solar Flare grapple combo, which has super armor if they've blocked recently. Now, Armor Break and Overwhelm are two of Warrior's bread and butter CC abilities that you should be looking out for, as well as Balance Strike. A true Swiss Army knife ability in Reckless Blow. Forward Guard, Heal, Down Smash. Now, the E buff of the Warrior is important to recognize. It's very strong. Executioner buff here. They go red, they yell. And of course, the Dash, a knife ring. But only when used every 2 seconds. If a Warrior blocks dashes, he's clean. If he dashes repeatedly, knock him down. And lastly, a couple of open abilities here. An Ankle Break, followed up by Merciless. If you see a Warrior use any of these abilities, exploit the shit out of them. You can knock them down, it will not be a problem for you. A special thanks for Lord Vigor for swinging by to watch me fight. But a very special thanks to Geek Gone Mad, one of the best, if not the best Warrior on the server. Came out to duel me for this video for you guys. He is fast, he hits hard, and he knows exactly what he's doing and what he's about. Now, Geek's a very dangerous opponent, so I do gotta be quick. I gotta spam my super armors, and I have to just grab the shit out of him. If I let Geek go, he will and can kill me. It's not a problem for him, so I cannot let that happen. Now, when you're fighting a Warrior, it's very important to always be counting 7. If he grabs you, count to 7. Have an internal clock constantly. Be very aware of when they're able to grab you, when you have room to heal. Now, when you're fighting a real monster of a Warrior, maybe about 90% of the time is how often you need to just grab chain to win. Every now and then, maybe a little something will happen, you can catch them out of their super armor, right? But for a large amount of the fights you'll have against any Warrior that's any good, they're just going to be constantly super armor. Always. So you just have to grab them, and you have to kill them in that grab. You cannot let them go. And so a lot of the art to fighting a Warrior comes from being able to control your grab combo very well. And if anything should go wrong, being able to recover it before the Warrior has a chance to turn it on you. Now, if you're playing on the North America server like I am, you know full well a big part of the game is desync. And if it does happen, do your best to capitalize on it. A little bit of desync will ruin a Warrior's lingering super armor. It's very important to capitalize on that fact. Get in there, do the damage, get him dead. It's kinda scummy, but desync affects everybody, and it's up to you to come out on top. One cool technique you can use against a Warrior, since they move so linearly, is what I like to call bullfighting. When a Warrior tries to get into a mobility fight with you, you just gotta move past them in a straight line. Back and forth, back and forth. Really good way to trip them up. Let's take a look at the sister class, Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie has slightly different mobility, a bit more damage, and just a little bit of a different lingering super armor model than Warrior. The most basic example of Valkyrie mobility is easily Righteous Charge, along with its sister ability in its awakened form, Hastilidium. Now, the Valkyrie dash is similar to Warrior's, except it has a forward guard instead of a knife frame. Similarly, if spammed, you can knock them out of it, but it's part of an overarching combo they have for mobility, which is dash plus promptness, which is forward guard, super armor, forward guard, super armor. Very strong. A couple of Valkyrie's attacks. This one's buck naked, is the suck. You all know the suck. You know it well. Now this one's called Sanctitas the Enslar, but you should know it as the teleport, super armor, iframe while teleporting. Now this verdict ability is kind of like a Valk's Devastation. Really, you just want to grab him out of it. Now pay close attention, this is Breath of Elion, the Valkyrie heal. Very important to knock them out of this if possible. And this right here is Castigatio, their basic DPS, also no super armor, no nothing, knock them out. This is their awakening buff, super armor while casting, and then replaces their dash with a sprint that they can't be knocked out of. Now I want to start out by saying that it was actually very hard to find a Valkyrie to fight me for this video. A lot of people were too shy or didn't want to be involved. But famous actress slash BDO player Kate Underwood and retired GM of Guillotine agreed to come out and fight me. Very grateful for that. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate that very much. So now let's look at the fight. When you're fighting a Valkyrie, it's important to know that you can get away with just a little bit more than you could with a warrior as far as CC and grapple forgiveness goes. Valkyries have lingering super armor as well, but it is not as effective as warriors because it's difficult to get it going. So you can catch a Valkyrie out of super armor sometimes, and you're able to knock and float them up in a situation where typically it won't be able to happen against a warrior. A key thing to note when fighting a Valkyrie is that they seem to be the slowest class when it comes to getting up off the ground. So you can get away with a lot of really long grab combos when fighting a Valkyrie. A very effective technique against Valkyries is swap blocking. If you're quick on the draw with your swap block, you can just block a lot of Valkyrie's incoming damage and CC on account of it being single directional cone attacks, unlike a warrior's big AoE attacks. I hate to apologize to you guys for a second time in a row for not bringing out content quickly, but the local wildfires out here in California really slowed shipping down, so I wasn't able to get any new computer parts for a long time. But now I'm back, and I'm producing content once again. Look out for the next guide, slamming Sork and defeating Dark Knight. Thank you very much for watching, boys and girls. I'll catch you later. TeamTurbo out.